Okay, Hopheads, this is I think it's the final installment. I think this is my ninth beer for the 2016 Hop Experiment. And for the final one, I saved, well, didn't really save, it just kind of ended up that way. But Helga, and I believe this is from the infamous Mash Paddle. And I've had a lot of Mash Paddle beers. Had a lot of Mash Paddle beers. A lot of Mash Paddle beers. He brought me a lot of beers. And you know, if you haven't checked out his page, I'll put a link to his page. He is an awesome dude. He came and visited me while I was under the weather. Brought me a whole bunch of homebrew. I'm still going through them, and I've been sacking away beers to give him just to show him my gratitude. And so nice. Drove all the way out here. We had a great lunch, and he just happened to be the number 2 or the runner-up to the 2015 SJ Port Challenge. So he's kind of a big deal. So anyway, I'm very excited about this now, and I've already forgive my eyes. I didn't put my glasses on, but it's his final grade. This is cool. He put his OG, and his OG was 10. Does that say 1082 or 1062? Looks like 1062, and his final was 1010. So this is a 5.9% alpha acid hop and 62 IBUs, which is about what it was supposed to be. 6.8% ABV, so it's a little bit lighter. This might be the lightest one, I think. I think there might have been a 6.3%, so this is pretty close to one of the lighter ones. But looks pretty clear, maybe a little bit of hop haze. Now I didn't, so I wasn't going to read up on the hop, but he actually put it on the bottle here. Delicate floral with subtle herbal aroma. So, yeah, I'm really excited about this. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Really nice. I know he ordered these labels and was a little worried that they were coming in late, but it was worth the wait. These are really nice. Look at the artwork on that. I'm just going to assume that's a picture of an actual Helga hop, and if it wasn't, yeah, could have fooled me. So, all right, let's crack this thing. Nice little hiss, is pretty much they all have had, and got my IPA glass ready to go. Let's get into it. Yeah, this is a pretty beer. This is a very pretty beer. And I believe he kegs off kegs the bottles, or bottles off the keg. So right away, maybe some slight hop haze, not much, but it looks beautiful. Nice color. This color is, I think my color was just a bit lighter than this, but pretty close. Nice head on it, nice persistent head. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, beautiful beer. All right, let's go in for a nose. So I don't get any citrus, but I do get the floral. I do get the floral aroma. Yeah, it's just a pleasant smelling beer. It's not your typical IPA smell, but it is a. I don't really get the herbal smell. Maybe I'll get it in the taste, but I do get the floral aroma. Like a lot of these hops, you know, when it says floral, you smell them and like, yeah, it's like walking into a flower shop. Okay, maybe a little bit I get the herbal aroma. So, all right, let's go ahead. This has been a rough day. My family's sick. I'm the only one. I'm holding out. I'm staying down here in the basement because I don't want these guys getting me the cold. My daughter had soccer practice. She was wore out. You know, two straight hours out there in like 90-degree weather, and everyone's in a kind of a testy mood. So I'm going to hide out down here and escape the wrath. And I figured this is a good way to end a rather long day. So cheers to everyone. Cheers, MASH. And cheers to all of you guys that participated in the 2016 Hop Experiment. All good beers. All really good, different beers. I won't say what my favorite was. Probably shows up in the video, but I haven't had this one yet, so we'll see. Wow, this is a really good beer. Yeah, I think this is I don't think it was another one that I had that this reminds me a lot of the, was it Peco? No, it wasn't Peco. Peco, that kind of had a subtle, tart to it. Maybe it was Janice Hopland. But one of them I said, hey, this is an American Pale. I think it was Janice Hopland. This one, I would say the same thing. This is a phenomenal, it's not really an IPA, and that's probably because of the hops, but it is an excellent APA, or Pale Ale. It's a beautiful, this is a beautiful Pale Ale mash. I would keep this recipe, man. Oh, and it smells good. Yeah, it smells like now that I've tasted it, it smells like a Pale Ale. It tastes like a Pale Ale. It looks like a Pale Ale. And you know what? If it walks like a duck, if it talks like a duck, and it sounds like a duck, is that? Maybe it's a chicken. No, maybe it's a duck. And I think this is a Pale Ale. I guess IPAs are Pale Ales, but a very specific type of Pale Ale, and this one does not fall in that category. This falls into the category of a kick-ass beer to have at the end of the day of work. It's not too heavy. It's only 6.8%, but it's not a kind of wash down. It's got a nice, rich, full-bodied malt character to it that's perfectly balanced by the hops, and it's got a tremendous aroma, enough to remind you kind of a slight IPA, which, you can tell that there's a hop presence. That floral piece really works for this. So Helga is going to be, I think, a mainstay for me. I've been looking for some hops that would make a good Pale Ale. I think I found it. So it's interesting. I'm wrapping up the 2016 hop experiment. Well, it didn't say IPA experiment. It said hop experiment with a base IPA recipe that is really a really tasty Pale Ale. Man, this thing is good. And this has that kind of, my God, it's got a really nice finish. So one thing I noticed about this beer, it finishes really, the bittering is just tremendously done. It tapers off on it kind of gets a little bit to the low medium, and then or maybe medium, and then it tapers off a nice slow, and then the malt kind of blends in with it. It's phenomenal, really good. There's no grassy taste, there's no earthy taste, there's a nice rich malt flavor to it, but not too heavy. It's not too heavy of a mouthfeel. It's just right. The carbonation is there. Wow, this thing is a thing of beauty, Mash. I'm sorry to keep raving about this, but I think, gentlemen, that I saved the best for last. I really like the Helga. I'm going to have to go back now and look at everybody's Helga videos and see if they agreed. But this is a tasty beer. My God. And like Josh said about, wow, that thing is good. Like Josh said about my IPA, I think I'm going to need another 12 bottles or a case to really sort this one out. So, Mash, if you could, just kidding. You've already sent me a case, man. I owe you some beer. Anyway, cheers, guys. Thanks. This has been fun. I'm looking forward to the next, the Brett experiment. I've never done Brett, and I'm looking forward to having the little shop of horrors going on in the freaking Dean fermentation chamber. So, until next time, cheers, and have yourself a happy homebrew. And tomorrow we'll talk about Happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.